Alright, so there's been a pretty weird rumor floating around the internet, which basically boils down to Sony telling Disney and Marvel Studios, if you let us use Blade in Morbius 2, we'll give you more Spider-Man appearances. According to the rumor, Morbius 2 will be called Morbius Blood Hunt, and the main villain will be Kraven the Hunter. If Marvel allowed Sony to use Blade, then Morbius and Blade would team up to fight Kraven. Now, anyone with half a brain cell would immediately see multiple problems with this. First, Kevin Feige literally told Sony not to get too ahead of themselves with their universe, and it's really past an assumption at this point, with all the information we've gotten from people working on the movie and even the director, that Marvel Studios wanted nothing to do with Morbius, hence the reason why Venom was brought over to the MCU at the end of Venom Let There Be Carnage, had a small scene, left the symbiote behind, and then got sent back. But Morbius wasn't invited to the party, and they had to do last-minute reshoots to try and match things with Spider-Man No Way Home. But as we all saw, they got it backwards. For some reason, Michael Keaton's Vulture was brought over to Sony's universe, and then when all the villains got sent back, for some reason, Vulture stayed in Sony's universe. So it was clear from the beginning that Marvel didn't want anything to do with Morbius, and I would assume Kevin Feige wants even less to do with the character now after they just scooped Vulture out of the MCU. Another reason this makes no sense, and probably the most obvious one, is that Morbius is a vampire and Blade is a vampire hunter. But Josh, even though it's been retconned, Morbius bit Blade and initially gave him his powers, and in the comics, they've also teamed up multiple times, including in the Midnight Suns. True, I know that, but I don't like Sony touching anything the MCU has made, especially if it's to connect it to Morbius. But okay, how about this? In the Kraven the Hunter movie coming out in January, Kraven is supposed to be this animal lover, right? A hunter who hunts other hunters, and he's gonna be a good guy like all of Sony's characters, turn the villains into quote-unquote heroes. So why in the world would Kraven be the villain of Morbius 2? Why would he hunt Morbius? And for what reason would Blade join in to stop Kraven? And the final, but probably most glaring issue, is Tom Holland. As of a month ago, which was the most recent update, Tom Holland hasn't even signed on for Spider-Man 4, but Sony's offer for Blade is to give them more Spider-Man appearances. Like cool, but if Tom decides not to come back, or he takes a couple years off, what benefit does Marvel Studios really get? If Sony's universe was better, or even if Morbius was better, then sure, maybe it'd be different. But you're telling me that Sony wants Blade, an incredibly hyped character who fans are desperately waiting to see in the MCU, to team up with Morbius, who's arguably the worst character in superhero movies, to fight Kraven the Hunter, who from what we've heard, is probably going to be an awful character as well, and possibly an even worse movie than Morbius, if you can believe that. But let me know what you guys think about all this. Would you like to see Blade team up with Morbius to fight Kraven the Hunter in Morbius 2, or is this rumor a stupid idea? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you will never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.